Hi everyone, welcome to Black Tea News, and today we're going to be talking about this war for your $2,000 that apparently is never going to happen. Really quickly before we get started, please visit blacktnews.com, check out what we got in the store, and if you would like to help me grow this thing, you feel free to leave a donation if you would like to do that. And wherever you're watching this from, please like, subscribe, share it, wherever platform you're watching this. Do the thing. And so really quickly, I just want to point out that the reason why we didn't get any sort of more stimulus passed is because the Democrats didn't want Trump to pass anything else with his name on it. People to get more money in their bank account being like, yeah, that Trump money or anything. Like, they didn't want anything of that regard, making people have any sort of outlook that was positive on the president. They did not argue and debate in good faith. Mnuchin was willing to give a lot to the Democrats, and they negotiated a smaller bill that had less things that people needed. And it's like, what is that about? And Trump wanted people to get $2,000. He ended up settling for the $600 and couldn't get them quite to come up to the $2,000. And it is what it is. I mean, Nancy Pelosi has said in not so many words that they did not want to pass anything while Trump was in office. But now we get to Trump's lost the election, and he did pass the $600, and they're fighting for Georgia, and people are going around saying, vote for Ossoff, vote for Warnock, and you will get $2,000 quickly.
Our rescue plan also includes immediate relief to Americans hardest hit and most in need. We will finish the job of getting a total of $2,000 in cash relief to people who need it the most.
We will be able to pass $2,000 stimulus checks for the people next week when we win these races in Georgia.
We need to pass the $2,000 stimulus package.
One of the first things that I want to do when our new senators are seated is deliver the $2,000 checks to the American families.
That's what people were saying. It's been a little more than a month of Joe Biden being the president, and still no $2,000. As a matter of fact, they said you're going to get $1,400 in the stimulus package, and they called $600 the down payment. Now, my contention with that is that was an entirely different man. That was an entirely different president who gave people $600, who wrote that into law. So how can an entirely different president give a down payment on your promise of $2,000? That is the dumbest thing.
You didn't build that.
Is the dumbest thing. And people, I've heard people on the right argue and kind of say, like, the thing with people saying that they want $2,000, they already got $600 and now they're getting $1,400, which is a total of $2,000. So it just kind of proves that no matter what you get, you're always going to want more. And my response to that is, yeah, people are always going to want more once it proves that you're willing to give them something. That's just kind of human nature. And my opinion is actually that I think that every time they pass a bill, it's just a way for them to scheme money into their friends' pockets. And there's going to be people who need money, but are always going to be left out. So I think it would be better if they just open the economy, stop with all these restrictions, and maybe not all of them, but there's definitely ones that are killing businesses needlessly, especially in my state of Michigan, for a long time. And they got some little cheese and crackers now instead of being able to really do some work to fight back and recover. I think, like a lot of restaurants, they still believe that they're going to go down. Government needs to get out of the way and let people just try to recover the economy. And they throw you a couple of bones like the stimulus money, which people like and people appreciate it. You give it to me, I'm going to spend it. But that's so they can pull over a bigger scam on you. So I don't really think at this point, if they really cared about you, here's the deal. They would pass clean bills. They would pass clean bills. But this like stimulus package that's being heard this week, that can maybe even be voted on this week. And we'll see what they can get passed with just like reconciliation and not needing like a higher vote total. But there's some awful things in that. There's only like 20% that's actually going to COVID relief. Some of the money is stuff that's not supposed to be spent this year, but it's like years of the future. There's, schools that are going to get money even though they don't plan to open, won't make promises to open, and stuff that will be used like for later years. There's projects for Silicon Valley in there. There's money to bail out states that mismanage their funds. There's just a lot of money in there that's not toward people who need help. And so I stand by they only want to pass this stuff to put more money in the pockets of their friends and to pass bad policies. And maybe it's something that you agree with, but it has no place in like a COVID relief bill, but they push it in there at the risk of not giving you any stimulus money and the help that you need, because they want to play a game of politics and they want you to say, we need it, we need it, we need it, we need it. And the media be like, it's popular, it's popular, it's popular, to pressure lawmakers into doing things that they know that they shouldn't, for like political gain. So it's a really nasty game. And I think we have to be smarter about how we shape public opinion on these things, because they have a lot of power in their hands to control our lives. But if they cared about you, they would just pass a clean bill. Now back to this $2,000. We know McConnell, he didn't want to do it, I guess, when he tried to kind of say, well, maybe we can do it, but there was other things the president want, but so we need to look at like voter integrity, and others have a panel on that, and there was something else, and it's like, the Democrats aren't going to go along with that. And I didn't understand why the $2,000 was worth losing Georgia. Like, it's not the only reason why they lost that, because obviously people did feel like their vote didn't count. And it's just a fact of life that Trump did suppress the turnout. But also stimulus checks, people were literally saying, I was out there campaigning, I was voting because I wanted my $2,000, and they're mad now that they're not going to get it. I've heard people say that I guess Republicans make the case about these packages, like there's still a lot of money that hasn't been spent, which is absolutely true. And as far as getting like $600 versus $2,000, there's a lot of people who haven't needed any sort of stimulus money, and they've never lost their job. They've been maybe doing well during this whole time. They don't necessarily need the money. And that is true. That's absolutely true. However, if that is so, and it is so, shouldn't you have already figured that out before you even gave them $600? And I understand there's a big difference between $600 and $2,000. The difference is if you're if you're two people living together and you both get $600, that's a month of rent. If you both get $2,000, that is like 4 months of rent. So yes, I know the difference between $600 and $2,000. And other Americans know it too. Now, am I saying people are going to spend all their money wisely? No. But at the point of, I believe, the first getting the stimulus, when they first decided to pass those checks, and Trump wanted the economy open by like Easter, is what he was saying, is because they wanted to give people money, not just to pay their bills, but to stimulate the economy. And so, some people save it, some people give it, but some people, use it and go to the stores that they like. And as I see in my local mall, like the business casual stores are like last legs, and stores like Nike are and Champions and like with stuff with urban flair have like Black Friday sales like all the time. So there's definitely a lot of people who use money unwisely on things they don't necessarily need, but they do help stimulate the economy, and I think that's also the point too. And also, I also don't get the Democrats on why they are just like, yep, we're going to give you $1,400. That was our plan all along. Like, it's not on video, it's not on camera. But I also don't understand what's the point of making people upset and doing this bait and switch thing, because it's not like you're going to convince people that you aren't spending the money, that you don't have the money, when you're willing to give money left and right to things that people don't need, to special interest projects, to environmentalist groups, and just stuff that has nothing to do with COVID. Maybe there are things that people feel that needs to be done, like with infrastructure and other stuff, but in the COVID package, you're just dumping in stuff that's like a wish list instead of giving people the thing that you said that you would. You know, I at least feel like they should at least be beholden to their constituents, and they should make good on their promise as far as that goes. I mean, they did a real bait and switch, and I don't really understand why. It's not like they're not willing to spend money, and they know that basically they're just printing stuff at this point. So I guess I just don't understand why you're willing to go to bat for other groups and other things that you want, and so they can rally and so on, but not for these people who would appreciate it, and now you're just upsetting them. And there's so many comments from people saying, like on Twitter and stuff, saying that they're not going to vote Democrat again. Where's my stimulus money? You said $2,000 and you guys tricked me. This is why I voted. This is why I campaigned. And I just don't understand why it's worth that strife for the Democrats. I don't understand why it's worth that strife with McConnell. I well understand that the country has spent more than what they can afford. I get that. And like I said, my opinion is that I don't really think they should pass too many more of these things, because it's just basically a scam to funnel stuff to people that they like. But as I said, I will, if you give it to me, I'm gonna spend it, and I'll spend it on my bills. I mean, if you give it to me, I'll spend it on my bills. I just don't understand why the big lie, why the big switcheroo, and why pretending like it's a down payment. Like I said, it was an entirely different president who made that deal. So what do you guys think about the $2,000 and the bait and switch? And I guess starting with like McConnell deciding that he's not going to move, and the false like, well, maybe I'll do it if we do X, Y, and Z, knowing good and well those things weren't going to happen. And then Biden, you know, being like, you know, pretending like it was always a down payment. Do you think doing the stimulus is a good idea? And are you willing to hold it off and not receive it in order for Congress to come up with something better entirely for the country, something that's maybe not as pricey? Joe Biden said, well, what will you have me take out? You're saying it's too big, but what would you have me take out? And he said it as if people didn't have suggestions. Yeah, Republicans have suggestions on stupid stuff that you can take out of your dumb bill. So what do you guys think? You know, leave a comment, and also share this video, subscribe, visblacktnews.com, check out some other content, and please check out our store. You may find something that you really like, and God bless you guys.